can love you in the dark. It feels like we're all.
Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Stella and this is Stella's Corner. How is everybody doing? Thank you so much for my returning subscribers. Thank you so much. It's storming here and I'm recording from outside, so just excuse the thunder. But that's a good sign, right? For my new subscribers, thank you so much. I ask you to please hit the like button, subscribe, share this video, share my link with everybody. Let them know that there is a community here that is all about healing and helping you, connect to the higher self. Yeah, actually, it started raining. How beautiful is that? So anyway, so my role really is to help you connect with your higher self, your healed higher self. I'm here to just work with you through your unique healing journey. Everybody has their way of healing, how long it takes to heal, and how you want to approach it. I'm here to support you. Okay. I want you to have, awareness, an awareness of what is going on inward, when how that affects the way you see life, how you view life, how you, attach in relationships. So this healing really does encompass everything, and it helps really help you show up as your healed higher self that you are. Okay. So today we're going to talk about inner child and what is the inner child and how to do healing to that inner child. Before I get into it, I just want to mention that the videos that I do here are just a snippet of what the whole course is, and because we definitely can do a 3-hour video on inner child and healing, because it'll be too much, right? So if you're really interested in maybe joining the classes, please, there's an admission form at the end of the video, actually on the description box. You can apply. The spaces are filling up fast, but you definitely should look into that. Okay, so let's get into it. Inner child. What is the inner child? The inner child really is, it's based on the idea of the relationship you have with your caregivers, your parents, your aunties, your extended family, whoever took care of you as a child growing up. And so as an inner child, it's the framework, includes the wounding, the abandonment, the trauma, the neglect. And so what happens as a child, these are imprinted in our nervous system, and so we end up creating habits and mindsets and routines and certain patterns that show up even as adults. Yeah. And so your inner child really is not a certain stage. You could have been abused at maybe 10 or 9. Doesn't mean you're just going to deal with that age. We're going to deal with the whole childhood period. So it's not a particular age, but it's good to know. If you're aware of when the wounding happened, actually that even makes it better, because you can now go back to that time and heal that wound. Okay. So really what the inner child work is just a way of helping you realize that some of the patterns that you have been repeating are based on your wounding, the way you carry yourself, the relationships you've had, all coming from a wounded child. Okay, so that is why it's paramount to heal your inner child. So some of the questions that I ask my clients really, when you're trying to get into that healing part, is identifying if your inner child is wounded. Okay, some of the questions we ask is, did you feel safe as a child? Did you feel like you belonged? Did you feel like you were loved? Yes, because as children we attach to our caregivers, no matter how intentional or unintentional they are, we still attach to them. Yeah, And if you feel that you were not loved or accepted or belonged, you end up having characteristics of maybe low self-esteem. You have difficulty regulating your emotions. You have fear of abandonment. So these are things that, as a child, if they were not taken care of as a child, then you end up um, being triggered as an adult and have these characteristics show up in your relationships, in your marriage, in your friendships, at work. Okay. The other thing we ask is, are you controlling? As an inner child, healing an inner child, the biggest thing for the inner child that needed every time was to feel safe and loved. Safety is huge, huge, huge. Of course, the basic needs, food, shelter, clothing is important, but feeling safe for a child to feel loved and to feel accepted and to feel like they belong helps them really not have this wound, and so if you feel like you're losing control and you feel like you have to control everything, maybe part of it was you felt that you had no control, because you lived, maybe you kept moving around, maybe your parents divorced, maybe you were abused, and so as an adult you want to control the environment to make sure nothing harms you, but in that control you end up now not being able to regulate yourself and just having maybe over controlling characteristics that affect again your relationships from work to home to everywhere. Okay. Again, some of the characteristics of having a wounded child is a low self-esteem, it's having anxiety, it's having emotional dysregulation, it's neglecting your own needs, it's inability to trust. Yeah. As a child, you want to be able to feel that you can trust your parents to take care of you. You can trust them to know that you need certain things. You can trust them to, provide the love that you need. But if that's not given to you, even as an adult, you will get triggered and you will not be able to trust your spouse, and end up having issues. Okay. The biggest thing with the inner child work, it's how to resolve that is reparenting. And what does that look like? Now that you're an adult, you go back to a memory. And like I said, it's better if you have a memory of a specific time when you needed your parents to validate you, to love you, to hug you, to just listen to you. Go back to that time frame, and then validate yourself, give yourself that love that you needed, give yourself that hug that you needed, and especially if you're in a relationship, if those are the things that you need from your partner, then you should be able to feel safe enough to tell them that that's what you need at that time. So that's why it's important to do your inner child work, because that helps you realize the framework that you're operating from. Yeah. To figure out what you do, some introspection. Ask yourselves, what are some of the behaviors that are problematic, things that keep showing up. Do you feel that you developed these as a child, or is it something that you've picked up as an adult? And most likely you developed it as a child. You wanted to please your parents, so you acted a certain way, or maybe not only your parents. Parenting is forgiving your caregivers and forgiving yourself, because most of the caregivers, they were not intentional in hurting us. Like for me, I went to a boarding school at a very young age, and I felt abandoned for many, many, many years, and I didn't know this until I started doing my own healing, and I realized it's because of the time I went to boarding school. Yet my parents loved me to death. They took me to an awesome school, one of the best schools in this country. But as a child, that did not make sense to me, because it didn't make sense. Why was I leaving home, leaving my parents to go live with strangers in a place that I'd never been before? Okay. So I forgave myself and I forgave them, and now me and my parents have the best relationship ever. So healing your inner child is going to have a lot of benefits to it, and one of them is you're gonna have the second thing. You're gonna love yourself even more. You're gonna heal yourself. You're gonna connect with that inner child that really needs you, really needs to feel safe. And when that child feels safe, you feel safe. Okay. So there's a lot of benefits to doing inner child work. And just to add on to that, again, we do have courses that are extended courses with researched material from therapists and psychologists and trauma informed healers that we can help you heal. Okay. So if you really want to know more about this, there's a link underneath this video. I want you to apply, and because the spaces are filling up, so you can, get a space before they fill up completely. The new classes start in October. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it for now. I just want to say thank you again. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you back next week. All right. Love you all. Bye bye.